absolutely. And they did. And CM Punk wore shorts last night, which he wore shorts in their in all 3 matches. Samoa Joe wore similar shorts to what he had worn. And then I saw from the I believe Chris is the name of the head. Now that Sandra is gone, I believe Chris is the head gear maker for AEW. And he came up in my timeline and he created special gear for Will Hobbs. He did it was their tribute to the King of Hearts gear that he wore. It was the singlet and had a pink heart on it and had like the Book of Hobbs was outlined in pink and it looked really cool. And so then last night for CM Punk, he had some Owen Hart tribute gear as well with the shorts, and the stars on the sides were similar to a pair that Owen Hart had worn before. So I thought that was a cool little touch that they did that. And one thing I did like last night was the promo at the beginning where sorry, I had a call come up and it came up on my laptop as well. But the one bad thing about having these iPhones and a Mac is they will ring together and it's a spam.
Yes,
and it's a spam call on top of that. So it's nothing important. But one thing I liked last night was CM Punk came out and he made the promo very much about Owen Hart because of course it was a big deal that Samoa Joe and CM Punk were wrestling for the first time in 18 years. But I think because so many people were talking about it, it kind of got lost that the whole reason they're wrestling is to pay tribute to Owen Hart. Tournament. So I appreciated CM Punk being like, hey, this is like, even though this is what we're doing, like this is for the Owen, like this is the whole reason this tournament's even happening is for this man. And none of the 4 of us would even be here probably without Owen Hart. So really appreciated that he was like, hey, let's take a second to realize, that's why we're here. But yeah, so I thought the match was really great. I loved the callbacks to it that they had. And then especially after if you have not seen Collision from last night, let me throw up the spoiler.
Let me Brad left, but we'll still do it.
We'll do he'll see it when he comes back. And if you're listening on audio, we're about to spoil the match from Collision in case you somehow have not seen it spoiled for you
Joe
elsewhere.
Versus CM Punk from Saturday night.
Yes.
Which was all right for fighting for those two.
Was all right for fighting. And so CM Punk did finally beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was in shock. And he was like, they went to, and CM Punk got a little emotional, looked like he was about to cry a little bit, maybe did cry a little bit. And then Samoa Joe put him in the coquina clutch and screamed at him, you are not better than me and never have been, which I'm hoping means that they are getting a rematch at Death Before Dishonor, because I think if this is
that would be smart.
I in the beginning, I didn't like that this match was going to be in a tournament. Like that's a pay-per-view level match, and a match that hasn't happened in 18 years. Then it happened in ROH. It put ROH on the map. ROH has a pay-per-view in 2 weeks. Like I would have waited. But because of what happened last night, I'm hoping that means they're going to do a rematch and they're going to finish it, because because CM Punk has been injured twice in his AEW career.
Right.
They've got to be careful. Pretty much with actually any of the wrestlers who've been around for a while, you kind of want to get the dream match. They were doing that with Danielson. Kind of want to get the dream matches done. And it sounds like they've already they're hinting at stuff with him and Jay White. They're hinting at stuff with CM Punk and MJF later down the line. So this could potentially be it with Samoa Joe. They may, once this is done, they may move on and they may not get to revisit this. And then it just depends on, obviously, if he re-signs a contract, what Samoa Joe is doing, how healthy both of them are. So it could potentially be the last match between the two of them in a singles match. So if this is going to be it, then I think you have to close it out in Ring of Honor. I think it has to be, and he beat the TV title champion or the TV champion last night. So I think that gives him a title shot. So I hope he cashes I hope he challenges him for Death Before Dishonor.
Make the argument straight up. Like, you beat me in AEW, big deal. You've never beat me in ROH.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and that's wrestling. That's easy. That's like no one's gonna question that. That's like total wrestling logic. We're all like, yep, that's Exactly right. That's how it works.
Yeah, and Joe doesn't have. He's not really been defending the title lately. Zack Sabre Jr. is out of the picture temporarily, so he needs an opponent. So why not do it here? And I'm wondering if that's why that happened last night. Some people are also wondering if Joe did that because obviously he's mad, and that he may potentially cost CM Punk the match against Ricky Starks next week. That way. Because I was like, well, are they? Because when that was originally announced, I was like, well, are they going to have CM Punk win the whole thing? Because, obviously we know it's no secret that he's a fan of the Hearts. It's very clear. Right. So maybe they have him do it. But then on the other hand, it would be huge for somebody like Ricky Starks to win that. I mean, granted, they don't. They get the belt.
Newish.
They don't do it. They don't really do. It's not like they defend the Owen belt, but still, it would be nice to have. So now I can kind of see maybe they do have Ricky here if Joe interferes or does something afterward that could further set up a match. Because like I said, Death Before Dishonor is the 21st. So they've got 2 weeks to get Samoa Joe a match. So I'm thinking that's what they could be doing. I really hope that that's what they're doing. I think that would be a good way to end it. I think it should end in ROH. And like you said, Joe can be like, you've never beaten me in ROH. So let's see if
it doesn't count anyway.